let's move on, and we are going to get to the fourth team that I'm talking about in our contender video. And once again, I have to reiterate, one of these 5 teams will win the title. And the fourth team, the team with the second best odds, just barely not the favorite, is the Bistro Smokers. So that's yourself, Salvatore Cuculo, Walter Palmer, our defending champs. And even though 24 Home Run has the best resume, you could argue that this is really the best resume. I mean, Sal and Walter just started in this league 4 years ago. This will be their 5th year. So their first year was 2012. They finished in 4th place their first year. Very great rookie season. I won it that year. And then they came back immediately in 2013 and won the title. In 2014, they lost second on, relative to the last day to Torch by a half a point. And then they win a title again in 2015. So 4 years, 2 titles, a third and a fourth. 28 Hall of Fame points already and 2 titles. And what's good about that is that, and this is what I think is part of the pressure with 24 Home Run, you're on their doorstep. I mean, they got you by 17 points, but the 2 titles is out of the way. And I think this bothers them too. You speak about rivalries. I mean, they'll never admit it, okay? But no one wants the Hall of Fame more than them. And then they want to be the first ones. But if they have a couple of bad years and you continue on this roll, you might be ahead of them. And I think this is something they're struggling with. Sal, you and Walter have had an exceptional immediate impact on the league in these short years. And you've grown into such a force, very impressive. To be the second choice pre-draft garners much respect. I mean, I know maybe you want to be the favorite, I don't know. But the great thing about Sal, you being the co-host, is instead of me giving you my opinion, I can just, ask you right here, again, in front of the camera, put you on the hot seat, and, just go for it. I mean, it's, you had the number 1 pick last year. Do you want it again?
It's funny. Walter and I went into the draft last year, and we said we want the first round pick. We want the number 1 pick. We were joking about it because the odds of getting it are so minimal. So we wanted it last year, and let's start off. It's extremely hard to win a league having the first round pick. Go look at the numbers. It doesn't happen often. There's many teams that have the first round pick. Being that you don't pick again, it kind of ruins their draft. Would we want the first round pick this year? I think this is one of the deepest first rounds that we're going to have in a while. Yeah. I can't speak for Walter, although I know what he would say, but I'm not going to speak for him. Again, shout out to my partner Walter, great guy, love him. I don't care if we have the first pick or not. First or 15th to us, first round, we're fine, either way.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, and part of the equation is not just the draft, it's the in-season operation, and nobody does it better than you and Walter. I mean, and you mentioned Walter, and Walter Palmer is a beautiful man, and we were hanging out the other day with him, and I posted that funny photo.
Great.
Can you tell us a little bit about meeting Walter and how this great partnership began?
Well, if you want a little history, we met. I actually know Walter's wife first, Lynn. She works right next door at an insurance company, Advocate Brokerage. Little shout out for them.
They're paying for the video, I think.
No, they're not. But anyway, I met her. Her and a lot of friends would come in, 808, happy hour. And this is funny. I knew that I was going to be in the league. So yeah. Chris Donnie at the time.
Yes, we miss him too.
Said, and we do miss Chris Donnie. I think the league needs him, and hopefully he'll come back one day. But this is a funny story because I knew
it's going to be a long story.
It's not going to be that long, but I knew that I was going to be part of the league. Mm-hmm. I was looking for a partner because I knew that it's going to be a long league. I was already in another league. I have a business. I have 3 children. I have a wife. It's not easy. Brand new house. Things were not lining up on my side at the time, and to manage a weekly or just a baseball league in general, it's a lot of work. So I wanted a partner. So Lynn brings a couple ladies in, but they want to discuss a party, a business party. I cut them short because it clicked, and I knew Walter. I met him a couple times at that point. I said, "Isn't Walter into baseball?" She said, "Yes." I said, "I need his number." So I cut a business transaction short.
Mm-hmm.
So
a party for your restaurant.
2 functions.
Income.
She brought income.
Yeah.
And because baseball.
That's called
always,
a sacrifice.
It's you have to prioritize your life, and I did that. So and that's how the partnership of Walter and I began.
Yeah, and you and Walter are usually one of the earliest to arrive on draft day. I mean, is there any significance to that?
It's the mindset. It's not only are we early to arrive, we like to prepare early in the year. We'll meet often, and preparation. I like being comfortable in the room. We have our reasons. We get here, we set up, and then we can relax. Then you can sit back, have a cup of coffee, bullshit. Then you can joke after you're all set up. But I think it's all business. You got to come in early, and show the teams that you're prepared. So yeah.
Is there any motivation to go out there and win it again and remain the champion? Or where's the motivation? You know what I mean?
That's a great question, Rich. Again, for me, the motivation is the back-to-back and the 3 out of 5 years. I know 24 home run has a 3 out of 5 years. We would love that. There's no greater motivation than that. But there's a difference in between your first and your second championship. I'm lucky enough to have 2. Our first one, you really want it because you want it because
this is the league you want.
You want it, and we wanted it, and we got it, and we were so happy and proud of ourselves. And the money's always a bonus, but it's all about pride and just being the team that won it in this league. And then the motivation last year, we wanted the belt.
Yeah, and the belt,
I'm looking at it.
I can't grab it. I don't have the gloves on.
Oh yeah.
I'll wait until I put the gloves on.
So that motivated Walter and I know it, but not that we needed that extra motivation because we want to win every year. But this year we want the back-to-back, and it's harder to do a back-to-back and back-to-back championship than do anything, especially in this league.
Yeah, and you speak about that in the titles. I mean, do you think when you walk into the draft room or even throughout the seasons, I mean, do you think people respect you and Walter? Do they fear you? Are they kind of like talking behind your back? I mean, because we all have somewhat big egos. I mean, do you think you're feared?
That's a fair question. I don't know if we're feared because it is it's fantasy baseball. Let's get it.
We're talking in terms of fantasy baseball.
What I do say is that teams that I used to negotiate, and Walter and I used to negotiate with prior to actually even winning, now it's so difficult to negotiate with them because they think that we have the inside edge and we know something that they don't. So when they'll call us up and say, "Hey, you want to trade this person for that person?" We'll think about it. We'll get back to them. Yes. Then they want to back out because wait, they said yes so fast. What do they know? They have to know something. No, we just know that it was fair at the time, and we would do the trade. So I think that's making it a little more difficult. But I can't speak for everybody in the league, and I'm not going to speak for Walter. But I did get a sense and a hint of that last year.
Yeah, what I like about Bistro Smokers is your guys will make a trade, and you're not worried about equal value. You're not afraid to make the move, even if it's given up. Like you gave up a stud starter for like a closer last year and all that stuff, and a lot of people would never make that move. But you won, and then therefore it's right and it's correct. So those are things that people should learn from. I mean, the resume, the preparation, the waiver wire, and all that, and what excites you most about the league? The draft coming up and its participants.
Oh, just the energy of the day. I love the fact that Walter and I get to pick the numbers out of the hat. Mm-hmm. That's a great moment. I love the fact that we're going to be able to touch the belt in under 2 weeks. Under 2 very short weeks. Time is going to fly.
Yeah, I mean we're right around the corner, fellas.
That's very exciting. And the level of competition. Yeah. And now this year I have some family involved. So that's gonna put the extra little bonus on top, and it's a great fun league. I mean, the best league out there.
I hope that the family thing doesn't interfere, but I don't see it.
No.
And just one more question, Sal: are you gonna win the title again?
To put us on the spot, to put me on the spot, are we gonna win? We would like to win. We're gonna do the best. We're gonna put ourselves. It's not a cop-out. We're going to put ourselves in the best position to win. The baseball gods know who's going to win. I can't say if we're going to win or not, but I will say we will be prepared. We will make the best moves all year, and we will aim to win.
Aim to win. Excellent. I could just flat out say I know I'm winning. Great answers and great questions. I mean, the odds are 5-1. Sal is the second choice.
5-1 second choice. I will say in the last 4 years, this is my 5th year, that is the best odds you ever gave us.
Yeah, I mean, I love everything about the Bistro Smokers.
I'm actually surprised you rated us that high this year.
Well, this is the pre-draft. This ain't the post-draft.
Okay.
I gave you bad odds post-draft last year because I didn't think you had the greatest draft last year. But the waiver wire and that part of it saved you, and you had some good players, and that's part of it. You don't have to always have the greatest draft. Anyway.
The Bistro Smokers.
Bistro Smokers.
Well,
So this is what's good about this is I get to ask you questions.
Good.
Okay. It's hard to comment on the defending champs because they are the defending champs, but I wasn't so excited about your body language coming up to the draft. I kept saying, I don't think you and Walter are really preparing. You're kind of blowing it off a little bit.
Yeah,
because I worked with you a couple nights.
I laughed it off because Walter and I haven't did anything different. So.
I didn't think you were taking the draft too seriously, or like maybe the fact that you are the champs. You're saying you kind of got this already.
We never go into a season saying we got this. It's always tough.
I didn't think you were my initial observation coming up to the draft was, I don't think Sal and Walter were focused.
We were focused. We're always focused, and we're focused now. We'll see. So that's your impression. Yeah. That's fair. That's yours.
And I think it was great. You had the belt ceremony, but then we come back and you sit in the draft, and I thought that you guys were so unsure of yourself draft day. You know what I mean? And I mean it. I'm telling them right here. I just thought that the body language coming from that table was so negative, and I thought the draft was hard for you guys to handle, and I thought it was a difficult draft. Now we know the bourbon bottle mystery might have added into this.
Well, we'll see. Let's be fair about the whole bourbon thing. At least multiple people drank out of the bottle.
Yeah, but not
well, let me finish. At least Walter and I,
was
right?
Walter drinking? That's what we want to know.
Walter had some drinks.
Okay,
I had some
Chris
drinks.
and I were saying...
Torch had some drinks, you had some drinks, and whoever else, maybe 1 or 2 other people had a drink from it. So you're talking 4 or 5 or 6 guys from a bottle. Even if 4 people have a drink and then somebody else polishes the rest of the bottle, that's not a huge deal. But that being said, the first draft we were ever in, they had the $2 black labels. It was like the best draft I ever been as far as the alcohol was. They had this $2 black labels. I mean, that's better than bringing your own bottle because you leave there spending less money than you bring a bottle. Every draft since then, Walter and I always brought a bottle, and we've always left with no bottle.
Yeah.
So that's the one draft.
There was a bottle of vodka that nobody even opened up.
And there was vodka, and then there was 3 drafts after that Walter and I brought a bottle. So
you're explaining the bourbon thing.
No. I'm thinking the only the only time it's a problem is when you actually brought the bottle. So my next and last gift for you is a bottle of bourbon.
Oh shit! No,
I'm thinking maybe you were just a cheap prick and you were worried about
Should we do a shot right now?
maybe we should. You were just worried about the bourbon. I'm sorry that you had to come with the bottle, and I'll know next time to bring my own so you don't cry about it.
What is it?
This is 4 Roses. I put this up next to Woodford Reserve, next to any other one. Well, we gotta tap the bottle.
Woo. That's it. Only one little sip.
So
thank you so much. Anyway, to get back, because this is putting you on the hot.
I'm on the hot seat. I don't mind.
Hold on 1 second. I want to finish my observation.
Fair.
So I questioned the prep that came out from the corner table and the champions. I thought it was a debacle, honestly. And I wasn't the only one that noticed it.
Okay.
And Sal came up to me twice, and you never come up to ask me anything.
I don't.
So, and again, there was a lot going on back there.
I did come up to him twice. I didn't want to give other guys wrong information, and I wanted to have at least a backup.
I'm respected. If you're gonna come up and ask me, Sal knows that I'm not gonna be like. He could come and I'm gonna give him the honest, respected answer. And that's why I'm always the best person to come ask, but I don't like when people come ask. Because if you say your name, you gotta realize, you have already begun to set the wheels in motion with your team. Shaw's not going to be where you drafted him. You're going to put him, where Brock Holt probably is. You know what I mean?
You see that.
So you could see some of that, but you still can't be happy with your draft after the 11th pick. Explain that. Explain those picks. Explain to me Jock Peterson, Michael Fires, John Lackey, Pedro Alvarez, Travis Denode, Brad Miller, Shaw, Taylor, Owings, Warren.
Out of all of those names, my most disappointing pick, and I'll say it, Adam Warren, bad pick. We looked at him. We didn't panic because we never panic. And out of all the teams out of there, you'll see us. We make our decisions. So we were never unsure of ourselves. We knew exactly what we wanted to do. We never let more than a minute and a half go off the clock.
Yes.
Other people do that, and they go into the next time. That'll never happen to us. I stand by the Jock Peterson pick. We got him late. He went real early last year. He had a great first half. We'll see if he can improve on that. The guy has speed, so I expect him, and Walter and I expect him to get a lot more stolen bases than he normally gets.
He bats in the bottom of the lineup, so.
Mike Fears, John Lackey.
I like Fires.
Whatever you want to.
I like the Astros.
I like him. I'm not.
You can't tell me you like Pedro Alvarez. He's not. He's gonna sit.
He had a year off.
I know,
like him,
stinks.
and in that ballpark, he's gonna hit some home runs.
What about his batting
I'll go
average?
on. His batting average is gonna be a little suspect, but we have other guys on
Travis
the team.
Denode in the 15th round. There's some free agent catches out there that are better than him.
I don't think so. And this is an if, but in the 15th round to take a gamble on a guy over the last 2 years that is only second in OPS to Buster Posey out of all catchers, I think that's a great gamble at the right spot, and that's our starting catcher. So.
Can you explain to me the Brad Miller, Chris Owings part of your middle infield?
I don't mind it. I expect a 50-50 from Owings. I like that, and I love Brad Miller's flexibility and his eligibility. So he's going to start all the time. He may get benched today. I think he won't play, but he's going to get a lot of at bats. And guess what? There's not many teams that are going to do in season waiver wire adds and drops like us, so we'll have to play it out. And you already see that we have Travis Shaw coming.
Yeah. I see the wheel out on that.
We have some stuff.
This
going
concerns
on.
me though a little bit. Michael Taylor, Pedro Alvarez. Do you see, the kind of platoon plays now?
I love Michael Taylor.
Yeah, he deserves an opportunity.
He's going to be he could be the Lorenzo Cain of this year.
Okay.
Very fair, because I remember.
Lorenzo Cain always played.
Well, you laughed at me last year when we took Lorenzo Cain.
I tied to Lorenzo Cain. I had him 2 years before.
And you laughed at me, and now he went in the first or second round, whatever he went high again. But this is what the Bistro Smokers do. There hasn't been a pre-draft or a post-draft.
Explain Jock Peterson to me.
I love his power, and I think he's going to combo that with speed. Let's see if he can hit. I think he'll hit 240, 250 this year.
That's low.
Well, that's low, but in where we need him to hit. If he's hitting 240, 250, and he's getting 20 stolen bases and minimum 20 home runs, that's a great spot to get him in the draft.
I think there's too many guys in the team.
Cano in the 4th round. Are you kidding me?
He's got a couple of
Rizzo. When you pair Garrett Cole with Maeda, and you have James Shields as your 3rd, Mike Fires as your 4th, another 150 strikeout guy.
Again, he's like Tyson Ross. He's on a bad team. John Lackey's not going to repeat like last year.
We never know. I'm not a huge Lackey fan, but he can. When you get a guy like Robert Stevenson that is already going to get a start Thursday against a bad Phillies team, it's just a spot start, but it shows that he is wild. But all these young boys are wild. Let's see if he can make the step. Okay. I think our wild card is going to be Clay Buchholz.
Okay.
I hope he can stay.
I forgot to even say it. How many chances are people going to give him?
Well, let's see. We're going to give him a chance, and we didn't get him. We didn't get him early. We didn't reach on him. We got him late. We got him with the 21st pick. If you're going to take a gamble, it's with the 21st pick. It's not going to be with the 5th pick. So I think I'm really excited about the team. We have 2 shutdown closers. I really like Ramos. I love Houston Street. Ramos walked a couple guys last night. Didn't look impressive.
It's hard in the beginning of the year.
It's the beginning of the year, but I like the 2. I really like those 2 closers. I'm actually impressed with our team.
Right. Honestly, I think this is a horrible team. and I'm not saying it.
No,
I know
it's
it's
fair.
mean.
That's
I don't
all.
want to be mean because it sounds so good to me.
Mean.
But
See, this is called thick skin.
I
There's
thought
nothing you can say to me. It's
honestly,
fair
but
to
I
say.
said this about you last year, and you won the title, so you
Yeah.
should like this. I thought they just were out of their element draft day. They got beat up in the draft room. There's just so many question marks on this team, and there's just so many guys that I just do not have faith in. I think this is a pretty bad team. And
What
odds,
are the odds that you want to give us?
my odds, this is a 400-1 team,
Wow.
bottom 5.
Wow, bottom five.
Bottom
I think
five.
by default we can't finish in bottom
This-
five, but
this-
I appreciate your honesty.
I don't like this team.
And
And I'm sure there's a lot of people saying, you know what, Richie, you're right. And Richie, that's good. You have balls to say it right to his face. But anyway, let's move on because we do have to worry about the battery. And I don't know what
no, that's fine. We're good.
I don't know if it's the whatever, but we got 5 more teams to talk about. Oh, another thing too, before we go to this, one thing about Bistro is he also added to the ease of the first 6 teams where position 4, 24 home run, and position 5, Bierman Brothers, because they were surrounded by Darryl and Joey, and believe it or not, on the other end was Bistro. Bistro had such a bad draft, he was another reason why Bierman and 24 home run had an easy time. But let's go to Bierman
I
Brothers.
disagree, but that's okay.